Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
How are y'all doing?
Welcome to my podcast.
Hey, yo, Fetty Roosevelt here.
Yo, Timothy McVeigh checking in.
And you're tuned into Culture Shocks Radio.
It's not just another podcast.
We're going behind the scenes to give you that fly-on-the-wall perspective.
There's always a story behind everything, from the music we listen to,
the food and places we eat,
sneakers we rock and where we compliment,
the bars we frequent,
local artists we fucks with,
DJs we cut it up with,
entrepreneurs we look up to.
And because we know most of them personally, we can give you an experience that only the rap bastards can present you.
So without further ado, here's the unscripted,
unfiltered,
unwanted opinions from us and our friends as we give your ears a backstage pass to what's happening around you.
Let's go!
Culture Shocks Radio. We are on the rooftop on our bad and bougie shit right now. Looking down on mere peasants.
Yeah. People are all
Raindrop, drop top.
Here with the self-proclaimed Rainy Street King,
King,
Mr. I'm so dope, I can't get impeached if I wanted to.
Dick Nickson, y'all. What's going on, dude?
What's up, you guys? How's it going?
It's going good. 2017 is off to a jumping start. We see you're doing big and better things.
Doing okay for myself.
Doing okay. So how was your New Year, man? How'd you bring in your New Year?
Sober for the first time in a long time. Did the silent disco with Buck Rogers at Bungalow I'm Rainy, which I've done for the last 3 years. And
shout out to Buck.
This is the first New Year's, I believe, in my adult life that I woke up on January 1st sober that I can remember. It's definitely the first one I've DJ'd sober.
Nice. Well, that deserves an applause, y'all.
Thank you. I'll applaud myself as well.
For you. Shit, man. So everything's doing good the New Year. So you got anything big you want to announce or anything coming up?
We got some big stuff in the works for Sophisticated Funk for South by, mostly here on Rainy Street. Can't really talk about much of it, but at least a few big parties. Trying to do some more work with some people from out of town. Shout out to DJ City. Working on a lot of stuff with them right now.
I saw the podcast mix that you did for them.
I had one in December. QD had one in December. Mighty Mike and Jose Amefier J has one coming up in January or beginning of February.
So speaking of this mix, there's some controversy behind this mix because we couldn't get it through SoundCloud since they're so-called DJ friendly now.
The DJ City mix.
What happened, Slim? What happened with
supposedly because of the Drake song in there.
Drake's hating on me right now. I don't know if
son of a bitch.
I need to start a beef with him these days.
Man, I thought that was fucked up. If they say it's DJ friendly, man, they should know that there's going to be some commercial music. I mean, at the end of the day, you're promoting.
Well,
Drake's winning anyway. So.
And that's the big thing is that for years DJs use SoundCloud primarily as their mix format, and it's the most accessible to people that aren't DJs too, and it's the one most people know. But then throughout last year, DJs were losing their accounts over copyright infringements, and those were paid accounts because you only can put so much time and space on there.
Yeah, you gotta get the premium shit.
And let you do the premium. And so people were paying for the premium and getting their accounts deleted. So DJs kind of collectively said fuck SoundCloud and moved to different formats, Mixcloud, Mixcrate. And then as SoundCloud was losing so much money, I think on the verge of going out of business towards the end of the year.
Yeah, they deserve it for that.
They made an announcement saying like, hey, DJs, come back to us. We're going to be DJ Mix friendly. And I don't know if that hadn't officially gone through yet, but I decided to put up that DJ City mix because it was hosted through their website, but not through one of the major mix services. So I put my account on there, and it lasted for a few weeks, and then right before the end of the year, right after the end of the year.
And the irony of that is, y'all, it got put to a halt because of Fake Love by Drake. And I feel SoundCloud is showing fake love to DJs.
That's true. That's true.
I really think that about that, man. But, I mean, nonetheless, we listened to it. Shit was dope, man. I just wish we that could all been in there and, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. I can't stand when...
Shout out to my Mixcloud. It'll be on there soon.
Nice. It will be up there, and we'll probably have a little... Maybe we should end this episode later and post-editing with Fake Love from Drake. See if our episode gets pulled. And if so... Dick, we will stand with you.
Thank you. You might get a strike against your account, but...
That's all right, man. That's all right.
I'm surprised we don't have any yet.
Yeah, no shit. Damn, man. So here on Rainy Street, man, I see it's kind of busy down there doing a lot of utility work and whatnot. So where are your residencies here on this lovely Rainy Street?
I've been on Rainy Street for a few years now.
Boss.
You know, one of the first people on here as far as DJs go. But
you hear that?
I've been at Bungalow for about 4 years. I'm still there Saturdays every week, and then most Sundays we have a rotation of DJs. But I usually do like 3 sets a month, and then Summit Parlor Room, which is our second bar on the street, and then recently every Friday at Javelina Bar.
Yeah, it almost seems as if you and Sophisticated Funk kind of run the block over here.
We definitely put a lock on the block a while ago, and it wasn't really planned out. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Because like they work at a completely different company than I do, so it's not affiliated. I didn't put them in there; they got there on their own.
Yeah. And shout out to them for that too, man.
You know, it
just
happened that we all ended up here, but. As the downtown trends kind of circle around, Rainy Street is kind of like the hot spot as far as like main areas where people are bar hopping on the weekends.
It definitely is like that new district.
Yeah. And you can see an influx of like how the crowd's changed since I first got here to where it is now. It's definitely a lot more of a party atmosphere.
Is it more
it is more sophisticated, but it's also funky.
There you go.
So do other DJs have to like come see y'all before they can play on the
It's not a Godfather situation.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Talking to you,
they got to kneel and kiss the retro threes. Speaking of retro threes, man, I remember you sent a pair of your black and cement ones to someone we both know, and they got fucked up.
That is what I've heard. I haven't heard from that individual in quite some time, and you know he denied it for a long time and wouldn't really return a lot of my text messages or calls.
Dude, I was there. I held the shoe in my hand. I said to myself, "Self, Nick is gonna need a soul swap on this fucking shoe now."
And see, like my whole deal with it is it's not really a big loss, and really him messing them up isn't even really a big deal to me. It's just like whenever you try to help somebody out, and then. You know, they're dishonest about it's really the only thing.
Yeah,
it's that whole fake love situation again.
Yeah, there we go.
You know, it's the theme.
I think
this is the podcast theme.
I think this episode is going to be called Fake Love with Dick Nickson.
There you go.
That's exactly what it's going to be.
So any other DJs that have showed you fake love in the past that you want to get out on them right now?
Nah.
Protege.
He's like, mad love. Suck it, bro.
God damn it, Protege. Always Protege.
Dude,
I see he made his way into the podcast already. Not even 5 minutes in, probably.
Always gets in. Speaking of pro.
No, I love Protege. That's one of my real loves in the
Speaking of
in the
pro,
game.
I remember y'all were insta beefing for a second, and it was over selfies. Right?
You know, that is that's one of my favorite beefs, I think, of all time in my personal life.
So pro, what happened was, we saw this picture of you. I guess it was you were sleeping, but
yeah, I had a, you know, I'm not gonna not own up to it. Like
I did it.
I had a 5 a.m. flight, and I was real tired, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna take that selfie. Like, oh man, sleeping at the airport.
There you go.
And I took it. You know, I was single. I was going through a transitional period where I was getting in shape, and you know, I had to put myself out there a lot.
You were getting your dick on, no homo.
Exactly. You know, I had to put the dick out.
Put it on the table. Fuck up that table. Hey, so Pro was like hounding him on this, right? He was just like going at him. So Dick takes it a step further.
You know, which I tend to do whenever I get into these kind of situations.
He goes, I can only imagine what was going on in his head. I mean, he was like, I take all the selfies, so he puts a collage of all Pro selfies, and that was like, in the past month?
How long did it take you?
I counted how many selfies I had taken, you know, within a month, and how many he had taken, and he had me beat by like a good 10 plus. And, you know, all of mine were like, you know, the single guy, like, looking to get Instagram girls on there.
Yeah, dude.
And all of his were Jeep selfies and fishing selfies, like within his hobbies, but they're still selfies.
Yeah.
And he had more than I did.
But I do remember I was next to him when he got the when he got the notification of the mention in Instagram, and you tagged him in with all those. He got so fucking pissed, dude.
Oh, he didn't want to be friends with me anymore.
He was just like he was looking at the phone. He's like, really, Nick? Really, Nick? I was just like, what happened, bro? I was like, he got your fucking ass, didn't he? I said, you wanted to fucking play. It was definitely an ego shock. Oh, that was our Suck It Pro segment.
You know, I'll still say sorry for taking that public. That I feel like was the misstep. If I should have just sent it. I should have sent it to the group.
That was a dick
I should have sent it to the group text of the people that were there when I was getting roasted.
That was a dick move, but you struck first.
Yeah,
you struck well.
He needs to be taken down a peg or two every now and then.
You know, I was having my presidential Donald Trump moment.
You know what I'm saying? Why not?
If someone comes at you, you got to come at them 100 times harder.
You got to beat the bully up.
The getters get got.
That is the dog-eat-dog fucking world, dude.
But I love you, Pro.
We all love you here at Culture Shock Radio.
But every now and then I got to give you a taste of your own medicine.
Every now and then he has to be humble.
So even, are you still at Barcelona?
No.
Was that amicably? The
walkaway?
Or?
The walkaway was amicably, and it was like planned over time. Shout out to QD again. Him and
shout out to QD.
A few people stepped in to help kind of take that over that time period. But no, that was literally my first residence. And
we do remember.
Once again, shout out to Pro for getting my foot in the door there.
Yeah, man. We got crazy stories of bars. I'm pretty sure you got yours for your reign there.
No, I was there for about 5 years on Friday nights. And I kind of watched that crowd change on 6th Street over time, and that party was a blast. I mean, I've had out-of-town DJs from, like, all over the country, and within Austin,
it kind of
have some of the craziest parties there.
You're well-rounded. Like, you can do, and you have done the 6th Street scene as far as the venues. You did Dirty 6, you did West 6, you done the Warehouse District. Now you're here at Rain. Not saying you just got here, but it's kind of, you can see how you're well-rounded. Is there any specific formula you're using, or is?
I mean, I love music. I always grew up listening to a lot of different genres of music, and so being a DJ that came in kind of late in the game, like I had vinyl and started on it, but it wasn't shortly after, DJing became a hobby to more of a passion that Serato was already kind of on the block, and I used that to my full advantage whenever it came out to be able to play like all kinds of different music that I wouldn't have had on vinyl. Because all I had on vinyl were like 2000s hip hop like singles.
Yeah.
Like all the Lil Jons, all the Ludacris's, all the Cam'rons,
all the shit that'll get you kicked out the club for going hard.
The only thing people wanted to hear at house parties back in the day, and so like that was the only thing I had on vinyl, minus like a few scratch records and a few dance records.
So speaking of house party, what was your first gig?
My first gig was a house party here in Austin when I was going to school and living in the college apartments off Riverside.
Okay.
I had a friend that was a year younger than me, and him and his roommates moved here from Dallas, which is where I'm from, and they moved into the same complex as me, and they threw like a big kick off the school year party, and I was the only DJ they knew.
Yeah.
And so that was like a real weird kind of not great house party, and I ended up getting broken up by the cops, and the only way I got out of getting arrested for being underage drinking with everybody else was because they didn't even ask me, because I was like DJing and set up, and me and my roommate, like who wasn't even a DJ, was just standing next to, I was just like, hey, like they were like pulling people, checking IDs, and I was like, hey, we're just the DJs.
The DJs never get carded.
Can we go? And they're like, yeah, pack up your shit and get out of here.
Man, you dodged that fucking bullet, dude. Man.
Like, I had half vinyl, and I was playing half fucking popular songs at the time that I didn't have off of, like, an auxiliary line into my mixer from, like, Winamp and shit. Off my fucking computer.
That's PC shit.
Damn. That was pre-Serato.
So I guess that saves the question. I was going to say, what moved you to Dallas, from Dallas to Austin? Obviously, school.
Actually, a girl at the time. I mean, school, but I was dating a long-time girlfriend, like, senior year high school into like our first couple years of college, and she transferred from UT Dallas to UT Austin.
Okay.
At the time I was going to a community college in Dallas with hopes to transfer into UT Dallas, And then she moved to Austin. We did it for like 6 months, long distance thing.
Never works, dude.
Never worked. It never worked.
Fucking works, man.
And so it was like, we were getting kind of like on the edge, and it was like, hey, this is either like a make or break thing. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to move to Austin.
Yeah.
I'll go to community college out there. My parents were pissed. Like, they didn't want me to move out here. And they were like, hey, if you move out there, you're on your own, because I was living at home with them still. And so they're like, hey, if you move out to Austin, like, don't think we're just going to pay your bills and shit. So,
yeah, you're going to have to go out
so
there.
I moved out here and fucking had like 2 or 3 part-time jobs and was going to school, and obviously school wasn't going well with 2 or 3 part-time jobs and a budding social life of college partying in Austin versus like Dallas.
Top notch, ain't it?
It's way different
so much more
than living with your parents and going to college in Dallas.
Beyond
living in basically a dormitory with a bunch of fucking party animals, like, was way different.
That wind is kicking, y'all. But
yeah,
so we are
shout out to the rooftop skyline view of Austin.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I guess what got you into the transition of you already being here? What was there anything specific or something you saw or something you already knew of the DJ culture and nightlife here in Austin that?
No, I mean, DJing at the time was still a hobby.
So it wasn't in your
for
plans
me
when you got here?
No, it was go to school, study sociology, and fucking, I didn't even know what I was going to do with that. Either become like a sociology scientist doing studies and shit, or become a fucking guidance counselor.
I think that would have been dope.
Dick Nickson guidance counselor.
Oh, my God.
Like, oh, man.
Dude.
I don't know about you, man. You're fucked.
I don't know, dude. You might as well just throw into town now, bro.
You might as well drop out and get a job.
Oh, man. Burger King's hiring.
Burger King's hiring.
No, I don't think I would have been an ideal guidance counselor.
You would have been the candidate for that?
I probably would have been a popular guy amongst the students for talking shit.
Yeah.
Just going through the hallway roasting
their
people.
futures
Nice. What do they call that? Snapping on people? You had a good snap game?
But no, actually, like, because I was doing so poorly in school, I kind of put that on pause. And even then, I wasn't DJing. I was just working a lot, like full-time. I'd always had retail jobs and got promoted up to manager at Office Depot.
That's where I met you from. I put out
flyers.
I put out a mixtape. I needed some inserts printed. Once again, Pro I gave him a call, and he was just like, yo, I got a buddy. His name is Nick. He DJs. He's new here. I'm gonna give him a call. How many do you need? I was like, I just need 100 inserts for these 100 copies that I'm fixing to take to San Antonio. So I met him at this time. Nick had long hair. Weren't you doing like the locks for, or what would you?
Oh yeah, I was growing out for Locks for Love because it was already kind of long, and I was just like, I'm gonna let it get to the full like
hair,
12 inches or whatever.
And Slim, when I tell you,
it was glorious. His
hair was glorious. It was heavenly feathered and legal. But that was the first time I had met you, and then I believe I seen you around downtown. Then a second actual hangout was. Did we help you move out of your apartment?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, I think me and Pro went to go over there and helped you. I know we helped you with sneakers. You were moving sneakers out of your apartment.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And that's what I knew. I was like, this guy.
I had a lot of sneakers back then. I had to get rid of a lot of them.
Speaking of his retro 3s, he's got like 3 probably other pairs. But those are, like I said earlier before we started recording, like 3s are the only ones besides Dunks and retro 1s that you can rock worn in, beat up, and creased and still look good. I mean, it's different if you try.
Threes are definitely my favorite shoe of all time, like, period. And it wasn't until I was older that I could afford to ever buy any. Cause my parents, they'd buy me shoes, but typically when I was younger, like, it was like that once a year.
You had your shoes for the year.
You had your beginning of school year. They bought you those shoes, and it was like $100 limit. So Jordans were always kind of out of the question.
Unless you were under a size 7.5, you could get them in youth.
Yeah.
But we're grown men over here at 10. So I was 10 rocking the sizes. Once I became 8 years old, my shoe size went with my age until I was 13, and then it stopped because I stalled out at 13. But I do remember that though. But with the sneaker culture and stuff of that nature, like I've always enjoyed that, and I think the sneaker culture coincides with hip hop and DJs, and that kind of goes along with everything. I see Mike Swing is starting to bust out his grills lately.
No, he is. Yeah. He is. He's making the point to.
Making him do that, or she just tired looking at.
I can't speak to
the bike.
I can't speak to that, but I have lived with girlfriends where they're like,
why don't you wear it?
You have more shoes than I have, and they're all just in boxes, and you never even wear any of them.
I think there's some amount of pressure there, though.
And I'm like, well,
there might be.
I'm like, well, I don't need to wear all of them. I still have these other 10 pairs in rotation.
I think he busted out some Space Jams, some Concords,
Fours, he busted out some fours recently.
Some white and cement fours.
Yeah,
I was like, this rat bastard. Now it's like him, man. All the sneakerheads now are coming, and it's like, it's time to open those boxes. You know what I'm saying? Open the box. Let them breathe.
That's kind of how I feel. There's very few pairs I have where I don't wear them ever.
Yeah.
Like, I have a few pairs I've never worn, but it's just because they're real special or something.
Yeah.
But most of the pairs I like, I try to wear them as often as I can. I don't really care if they get beat up at this point. Like,
yeah.
Because I want. There's no point in having them
if they can't see them on your feet. I mean, you can Instagram stunt and talk about, I got these in the box. They're box fresh right now from 5 years ago. But if you're not wearing them and nobody physically sees them on your feet, then we don't believe you. You need more people.
I would never be a good toy collector. Because
I'm a good toy collector.
You, Michael from Mischief.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Swing.
Just busted out everything.
Swing, like all those guys are like, oh yeah, I'm never taking these toys out of the box, and I'm like, well, why?
Okay,
like, why?
I'm by mine to take them out and let them breathe.
Exactly. I gotta play with them if I have them.
Gotta take them out the box.
Gotta take them out the box. You know.
Gotta set them up. We have wars.
Exactly.
If I get G.I. Joe's, we're gonna have a reenactment war.
Don't give me a camera.
Moses, you're not liking this interview, or?
But back to the transition. Abe the Assassin.
Nice. That's my birthday, bro.
Got me fired from Office Depot.
How did he?
And that's when I started full-time DJing out of necessity.
Well, okay, he had a plan then. Okay.
How did he get
you
fired?
And so, like, shout out to Abe for getting me fired and putting me on the path to, like...
So it was a blessing in disguise.
It was a blessing in disguise, for sure. So that was a shitty job that I hated it. It was just decent money. And it was, like, not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Until Abe got involved. But, no, it was a Black Friday sale. And I sold Abe a laptop that was for his grandmother or his aunt. And I sold him the laptop and used my employee discount on it.
Oh, shit.
And somebody at the Office Depot ratted me out.
Hater. And
being the guy that I am, I was honest with
You were honest.
the company about it. And they're like, oh, thanks for your honesty, but you're fired. And I was like, you fire me over 10% of a $200 computer.
$20.
And he bought, like, extended warranty that was, like, another $150.
That helped their commission.
That was all profit.
Yeah.
Like, those warranties are all profit.
Yeah.
Don't ever buy extended warranties, by the way.
Yeah, no, they're there to fuck you and give that person extra commish. I used to know, man. I used to,
but yeah, they fired me over that.
Just the manager of a sneaker store, and you couldn't use your discount for shit, man. You sold Jordans. Jordans, you get no. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but in the sneaker world, as far as you know, the big dogs who run the channel. I don't want to say their names, but the Foot, whatever the store may be, they the employees don't get a commission off of anything Jordan. Apparel, shoes, or anything of that. Their bread and butter is going to be socks.
The accessories.
That whack-ass cleaning foam shit. But I will tell you, though.
Fuck that mint cleaner.
Yes.
Ruined a pair of my fucking
But where I made my most money at is UGG boots. Because that's all commission. And you get, I think it was like 7% of the sale. And those
Shout
are what,
$300-400
pair of boots. And then you sell them the insoles, the cleaning kits. So it rallies. Every pair I sold, I made like $25.
Hey.
So I made sure I gotta hit these ditzy broads in the head and in the purse. But yeah, that goes back to the.
How do you feel about boots with the fur, lady?
You know what I'm saying?
I feel very strongly about it.
Do they go with apple bottom jeans though?
They might.
They just might. So we see Moses here. He's not very talkative in this interview.
He's a little bored here.
Yeah, I think he doesn't like it.
This may be above him. I don't know, man.
He might be too sophisticated for lowbrow entertainment like this.
That's what I'm saying, man. We're just mere mortals.
Yeah.
That is all we are, Moses. And also that brings up a good. Why doesn't Moses have his own Instagram yet?
Because I need to profit off of Moses' businesses.
You afraid that if you get the Instagram, a lot
if
of your
I
followers
give
will leave
people like the dog more than they like me.
Yeah. He's a bit of a staple. He's
And
like synonymous with Dick Nickson.
If I gave him his own account, then nobody would come to my account
There
anymore.
you go.
True.
But we do love Moses over here, man.
I love Moses too.
You can
He's a pretty
him,
cool guy.
You can see him on Dick Nickson's Instagram, or you can catch him at Bungalow with him.
Yeah, every Sunday that I DJ in the afternoon, I bring him. He chills.
Bring a treat or two.
Girls like to come up to him, hang out with him.
He's definitely a chick magnet.
He's a chick magnet, but he's very picky. So
what's his type?
What does he like?
Who does he like?
The quiet, awkward type.
The silent killers?
Yeah. That girl that you don't know if she's crazy
or cool yet,
or real cool.
Yeah.
Or if she's too cool for school.
Yeah.
That's Moses' type.
Moses right there. Right.
If they're not paying attention to him, then he's interested.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, hey, why isn't this bitch looking at me?
Yeah, bitch. Speaking of him always being with you at Bungalow and everything like that, what was your first club gig?
First club gig. Oh man, this is going like way back. So the first DJ I met in town was Lottie Da.
Shout out to Lottie Da.
When I was working part-time at Rapolo's Pizza, one of my many shitty jobs.
Wow.
Getting into the
shitty
city.
food.
Well, Lottie Da loved it.
Why? I have no idea.
Whenever he used to work on 6th Street, like 5 nights a week, like Monday through Sunday.
He's like the king of 6th Street, bro.
Back in the day, I would see him all the time at Rapolo's, like, didn't know who he was, and one night I was just like, dude, you're here fucking, like, every night at work, like, what's up? And he's like, oh, I DJ over this club called Fuel, and I was 20 at the time, so I couldn't even go to clubs yet. And he was like, oh, here's my card, like, and I was like, cool, like, I DJ too, like, as a hobby, and he's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And so he gives me his card, and he's like, oh, yeah, like, come see me sometime. And I was like, cool, like, I turned 21 in a while, like, I'll come check it out. So I started going out there, hanging out with him, and he had this other dude that DJ'd with him most nights, DJ Rascal, and they were like the Evil Twins, like DJ crew.
Yeah.
Was like their thing, and they DJ'd at like Fuel and Treasure Island all the time, like back and forth. I did so I would go and hang out with them, and eventually they started asking me to like come help out, like, oh hey, come like help
20-minute here.
Well, come help out, carry like equipment and shit, like little roadie action, you know.
I did that, bro. I did it for
paying
years.
The dues and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I was like, cool. So I'd go help fucking line it out at like a mall club gig or something like that, and I would play like 20 minutes there.
Yeah.
And so one day he was like, hey, like, can you come with me and help us do like this car show gig that was out in like Kyle or Buda, I don't remember. Yeah. And it was like at a rodeo place, and it was like a car show.
That's the Civic Center. That's in San Marcos.
Okay, then
that's the Hayes County Civic Center.
Yeah, then
I did a show with Little Flip there one time.
Well, Rob G was performing there back when he had a few singles out in the airwaves, like late 2000s.
Was that Reppin' My Block? Reppin' My Block. Shout out to Rob G, man. We need you back, man.
Yeah, so he was performing there, and so we went, and I helped them out with that. And then there was supposed to be a Rob G after party at some bar on 6th Street that doesn't exist anymore. It's next door to where Old Emo's was.
Okay.
It's gone through a bunch of names. At the time, I think it was called Volume. But
I know exactly
it's
what
been a bunch of
about.
different places, and I don't even know if it's open anymore. But Rascal was supposed to DJ that, so I went with him to that gig, and we both parked in the lot that's at that corner, and they didn't have, like, a parking attendant or anything, so we're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And we go do that club gig. Rob G doesn't show up. Nobody really comes.
And
There's
your car
like
maybe
like 10 people. We got paid like maybe $50 between the two of us.
Yeah.
And he probably took like 30 of it or 40 of it and gave me like 10. And we go out and both our cars got towed.
Damn. Oh, my.
The only blessing is that because all these like businesses downtown are interconnected and all these like old school like families own all this shit, the dude who owned that bar, his cousin owned the tow company.
Oh, okay. So you good?
So we had to pay the driver because they get paid like their commission,
like $80-$90
like $75.
Yeah.
So we had to both pay the driver for picking up the cars, but we didn't have to pay the tow fees.
Yeah, the tow fee and the storage fees are what kill. It's the same. The very next morning, it's already $200.
Yeah.
When you go pick it up.
Yeah. But that shitty Rob G after party was my first club gig. And there was like nobody there. But after that, I would help out at Fuel and other places, and then slowly, like, I met other DJs like Abe and Pro and Mike, and I would just get little fill-in stuff here. Abe used to put me on like Molotov.
Ooh,
we had the barbecue and beats.
We talked
and stuff
about
like
Molotov
that.
with
New Jack.
With New Jack swing.
Before there was Handlebar Sundays, there was Molotov Sundays.
And before they had the rooftop as well.
This is when they had the rooftop.
When they had,
we used to grill out on the rooftop hardcore.
Yes.
Like we used to have some mad crazy barbecues up there.
I remember a couple of times I went out there and it was either you were DJing or Edgar J was DJing. Abe used to DJ there a lot as well. That's when we dropped my world famous Fabulous drop.
I always like to say that Abe, he's great. Like he's a mentor for so many in the city. He kind of goes through like classes of DJs.
Yeah.
And at that time, like that class of like say 2011 or whatever, it was like like me, Mighty Mike, Jose, like DJ Arsenal, and some other dudes that were there like every Sunday to like just do little sets and like hang out with him and learn shit. And now like you see at Handlebar, he has like a different crew of like up and coming young guys.
He's got right now like, and this is No Kids. He's a DJ. He DJs at Volstead. Very
I'm not familiar.
Okay, his name is No Kids.
I've heard the name.
This guy, and he's fucking awesome, by the way, so shout out to you, No Kids. Abe does the Beats and Brew Sundays at Handlebar.
Yeah.
So, Abe would just, like, wing the whole fucking night. You know what I'm saying? So this dude comes, No Kids comes and brings 45s.
Yeah.
And he's doing live fucking mashups off of 45.
45, that's dope.
No Serato, no nothing. And I've heard him play at Volstead. I'm like, yo, bro, like, why aren't you here or out in the city? Or because I never heard the guy until I ran into him at Volstead. Mm-hmm. But dude, No Kids is nice. And I know what you mean with that new, not necessarily a new class, but like you said, the more underground DJ, vinyl DJs is who he's fucking with. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, like right now I noticed I noticed that
he's got that personality.
Right now I noticed that he's doing a lot more vinyl stuff, and I'm actually looking at starting like a vinyl happy hour thing at Bungalow soon on Tuesdays.
Nice.
That's actually something new I've got coming up. That to buy a lot of new records like of all genres, and you just don't get a chance to really like use them other than just listening to it at home, and which I do a lot. But I'm just gonna start just playing weird shit.
I noticed like Tuesday, a lot of people start to do stuff on Tuesdays now. At first it was like Thursday, everybody, before the weekend would start on Thursday.
College Thursday is kind of like a dead thing now. Like Thursdays aren't really like kicking anymore.
I think ever since I left McConan, the club goes up on a Tuesday.
Tuesday?
This is like Tuesday night shit now.
Yeah, start popping off. Yeah.
Damn McConan.
I don't know.
Or is it Mackinnon? McConan.
I love McConan.
Okay, I thought it was I love Mackinnon.
No, it's McConan.
I actually like that guy like quite a bit. Like,
I saw a documentary.
I'm a fan of.
I saw a documentary. I think it was on Noisy or Vice. One of those people I follow on YouTube, haven't subscribed to them. Like I seen a dope video, which actually drew me to want to listen to more of his music than the single. Because I think more where I'm at right now with hip hop is I don't want to see you. I want to listen to you.
Yeah.
Because I think this whole 5-6 years of social media, the past 5 or 6 years, you see too much and you don't hear enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at you. I want to take it back to the days of 90s and early 2000s where not everybody could do a music video. So you didn't have to see this person. You naturally developed being a fan of that person.
Yeah.
But speaking of these DJs, top 3 DJs for you in Austin.
Top 3 DJs.
Yeah.
Man.
Top 3 DJs.
Dick Nickson.
Dick Nickson. No, I don't consider myself up there. Man, there's so many great DJs in town. Like Austin's really got
competitive wise. Just your top 3.
Your favorite 3.
Yeah, your
my
guys.
favorite to listen to.
Yeah.
Man,
who gets your motor running?
Who do you go see on your days off?
I go listen to a lot of bands and stuff in town. Because most of the time, we're all working on the same night, so I don't get a lot of chances to go see.
So any new bands?
Other
Speaking of
DJs.
that, any bands, local bands that you're rocking with right now that you've seen recently?
2 definitely come to mind. There's this cool like indie alternative electronic band called Night Drive. They're real dope. If you're into that kind of music, really Holy Ghost, like
I've heard of Holy Ghost.
Kind of like Chromio-ish kind of thing, like alternative, a lot of synths, a lot of like talk box and shit like that. There's also this electronic group, which is technically 2 guys, but they have like a whole kind of ensemble like crew thing called Capiac, and they're probably the dopest.
Capiac as well.
They're probably the dopest thing to me in town right now because I went and saw I took off a Friday night to go see one of their shows in like October. Hey, buddy. And like they played for 2 full hours at Empire, and like they do everything from like full on like house and techno, just like straight up production stuff, to like Hall and Oates style like 70s disco shit. Like,
that's fucking
and
dope.
they've got like rappers in the group. They've got like soul singers, like dudes playing the guitar like crazy, and then the 2 guys that produce and I think do the instrumentation of all the music, and they have a fucking like really out there fashion line. Like they're just like
innovative,
a collective of arts, you could say. But
Actually,
they're from Austin, and they do a lot of shows here. But I think recently they might have moved out of LA to try to like expand.
Oh,
and
they're
blow up
definitely
their
gonna
brand.
catch that market, bro.
But yeah, Capiac is probably the dopest. But top 3 DJs for me to listen to. It's a tough order. I really have always appreciated going back to fucking Protege. Like for me, like well-rounded DJs in town, like he's like up there, top of the list maybe. Newer guys, like I'm always happy to hear like what new shit Buck is doing.
Yeah, Buck Rogers.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's
that dude there, man.
He's
what the fuck?
He's got some crazy shit like all the time. I'm always like really impressed with like, you know, whatever he's doing with the drum pad and like just innovating different sounds and things like that.
His live remixes are just fucking
yeah.
nuts.
Is that number 3?
Number 3. I mean, there's I could go just name off all the fucking people I like, but number 3, I'm trying to think who's really like catching my ear these days.
Like, well, I'm gonna tell you who's not doing it for me.
Yeah, let me
It might be easier
you like
who's not doing their job.
We're pieces of shit here at Culture Shock Radio. Y'all should know that by now. But
oh man.
So you were saying we can get back to the DJ one because it's mind-boggling. You're befuddled right now.
I am.
But
there's just so many good DJs. And I don't want anybody to feel left out.
Yeah, then all these DJs are fucking divas.
Why wasn't I in the top 3?
Speaking of divas,
it's gonna be some Instagram beef again, you know.
We had to wait outside for 15 minutes. There was no roses, no red carpet. All the venues were closed in front of us. I don't care that it's 10 a.m.
But we did get a good look at Container Bar across the street,
which I really want to go to.
I want to get in that bar and look around. I've never been in there, and it looks nice.
That's a really dope venue. The other Sophisticated Funk guys kind of like locked down that spot.
Yeah.
Mighty Mike and Edgar J, shout out to both of them. I love them as people and DJs. But they play Friday, Saturday switched, and then Sundays together for like Sophisticated Funk Sundays.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
It's yeah, like you said, we kind of have like our corner of the block at least.
It's like Monopoly board. You got those. You don't have 4 houses. You have 4 hotels.
We've got Boardwalk and Park Place with hotels on it as far as Rainy Street goes.
But you said these local bands. Are you fucking with any local hip hop artists here in Austin?
No, and I actually wanted to ask you guys about that because I'd heard some of the previous podcasts where you guys, that was one of the questions that kept popping up, and nobody really had anybody. I don't have anybody. Like, I'm not real familiar with the local hip-hop scene. Like, there's never been, like, I feel like a big push on it within the DJ scene, at least, to go see any of these artists, or that, like, anybody's really messing with it. I mean, Zeely's really the only one that, like, continuously pops up, whether it's through hosting or small performances attached to, like, other DJ events.
Well, I mean,
I actually don't even know most of the... Like, I'll see support.
So you're asking who do we fuck with?
Yeah. So who do you guys? Because you're always asking the other guests, like, and no one has anybody. So
you
who are you guys?
First, Slim?
Who are you guys fucking with? Like,
Slim going
local
first.
hip hop.
Off top in the city right now. I have to give it to Certified.
Yes, Certified.
Certified,
definitely.
like right now. I mean, because he's got that sound. It's different.
Yeah.
It's you're not getting the same hip hop that you're getting from everybody else, like with these drill beat type stuff and all this. He's got an ear for music. I've never heard him on a bad beat.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend. He's got 2 projects that I've heard: the Filthy Humans, and he's got the new one out right now,
Chips and
Salsa, the Side Order. I would definitely recommend checking it.
I would definitely check on him. My man, you know Boondock.
Oh yeah,
Rashard.
I haven't heard any of his stuff. I know that he was recording for a minute.
He's got this Hurricane Boom project he's working on. Shout out to you, Boom, my brother, Boondock. He put a single out a couple of years back. He's actually the first one out of any of us to be on iTunes and just take that opportunity. It's called All That Gold. All That Gold On. It's produced by Y2JJ. He put out a Boondock Blues EP, which I had some production credits and engineering credits on there. But yeah, just his overall sound. He's a Mississippi, Texas boy. Yeah. Born in Mississippi, and then he moved to Texas when he was I think it was a preteen. So he's kind of got both those influences. And it's all country. He calls himself the Black Redneck. Yeah. But yeah, he's dope. Who else is doing things? On the more of the I guess street rap, you could say.
Like when you say street rap, are you like the current sound, like
no. Not I mean street rap like that underground. What's good in the hood right now? Yeah. Like what people are banging in their cars and shit like that. Like I think there may be a couple of them. I know G-Jet.
G-Jet is really dope.
G-Jet is real dope. Who else? On the more hip hop, I wouldn't say conscious side, but more of the hip hop. You have the LNS crew, which is Corey Kendricks. Let me get to forgetting names, man. This is so fucked up. Kid Jones. Then I think was it Packboy Tank. Okay. Some of these guys. But there's a lot of talent here, man, in the city. Like straight the fuck up. But yeah, top of my list is Certified. Certified, definitely. If you want and Zeely as well.
I'll check that out. I'm not too familiar with their music, but I've seen them twice now. Actually, that just came to mind. Because they opened up at a Tuxedo Red Bull show, and also I think they might have opened up during another Empire show I saw. I don't know if it was the Capiac one or a different one. Is it Blue the Misfit? Is that Austin? Theirs was like a really crazy, like high energy, like live performance.
If I'm not mistaken, that's who I'm thinking of. I think they're from Cali, and it's something Misfits or something of that nature. But I
saw them twice in Austin as like an unknown hip hop act that I wasn't familiar with, and I thought they did great both times.
Yeah, but definitely check some of Zeely. Zeely's got some new stuff coming. Like you said, I like whether you say it's hosting or the guy hosts all the home UT football games.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? He does the Austin Spurs hosting as well. Like, this is the guy who started like the Red Bull freestyle battle stuff here in Austin.
He hosted that
as well
first
as
one.
the freestyle battles with the DJs, like just shit like that, man. But so let's go back to that one more DJ.
I got it actually.
You got it?
It came to mind,
okay,
and most people aren't gonna know this dude because he doesn't really DJ out very much. But he DJ'd with me during ACL when we did those Mischief after parties at Dub Academy, late night. His name is Lambda.
Lambda?
Yeah, like the fucking
Lambda.
Lambda.
Yeah.
Like, and then he DJ'd a Sunday with me at Bungalow after that because I'd asked him to come on. And he actually doesn't DJ out a lot. He runs a record label based out of here that has Night Drive on it.
Okay.
His real name is like Ben Tooth.
Ben Tooth?
Yeah.
I gotta check him out.
But I like him a lot. He came on the Sunday and the night that he DJ'd with me on the ACL after party. He's got like a super funky like disco house kind of style, but like not like over the top, like bam bam bam, like just more laid back and like super groovy.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to him. Like that was one of the best sets like I had heard in a while for like the kind of music I like, which is mostly like the funk and disco kind of sound. Like that's mostly what I'm into.
I want to check on that. I believe Random Ray was telling us about that. I've heard the name DJ Anthem here from Austin.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've heard anything or met this person, but I've heard that name.
He's a really cool open format DJ. He's been around for a minute. I think he's like a few years younger than like me and most of the other guys that you know real well.
So how did you get the name Dick Nickson? So we know your name is Nick. We know that. I'm pretty sure they get that, but if you want to tell that story, I mean,
I wish it was like a really cool story, but it's not a cool story.
They messed up my name one time on a flyer.
No, like when I started DJing as a hobby in high school, like it was like, okay, what's your DJ name? And so you want something like really like braggadocious.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, like DJ Phenom I was like, that's a cool DJ name for me, like, when I'm, like, 16 years old.
Yeah.
And so, like, I tried to learn, like, how to tag it and stuff and make it look cool. And then it was, like, once I got out here and was DJing, and I met La-Di-Da, and this was the first time I knew that it was a bad DJ name. A lot of people don't know how to pronounce Phenom when it's just written out like that.
Phenom?
And people would pronounce it as Phenom. They'd be like, oh, DJ Phenom.
Wow.
And I'm like, all right, that's not how you pronounce that. Like, that's not the right word. And they're like, oh, that's how it's spelled. Like, it's Phenom. It's like phenomenon. Like, so
they did that.
Phenom.
They did that shit to Tekka.
And so I'm like, God.
They did it to who?
Tekka.
To Tekka?
They were introducing him at the back room. They introduced him as Young Tika.
No, that wasn't the back room. That was, I know who it was. It was at Dirty Dog.
There you go. Yeah.
It was Eric White.
Yeah, Dirty.
But he didn't know, because shout out to Young Tekka, too. That's my brother from another. But his name is Young Tekka, T-E-K-A. So he announces, like, we have Young Tika. Anyway, so yeah, the Phenom.
So Phenom or Phenom.
Phenom.
No matter what, it wasn't coming out Phenom like 99% of the time.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of was like, all right, whatever, it's just a bad DJ name, I'm just going to stick with it. And it was actually after, like, I started getting cooler with, like, Abe Pro, Swing, and Mighty Mike, who are, like, the main DJs I was hanging out with as I was coming up with. We decided during, I think it was either Memorial Day or President's Day. It was one of the patriotic holidays.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, let's do a mixtape where we get to play music that we don't normally play at the bars that we work at.
Yeah. Kind of mix
and it was like, cool.
Bit.
And it was like, let's take it a step further, and we won't even use, like, our real DJ names. We'll each take, like, a president moniker or, like, nickname off of that. And so, like, I took Dick Nickson.
Richard Nickson.
So I was like, oh, Nickson. Like, I was like, I like that. And then I think Swing was JFK. Abe was Abraham Lincoln. And I don't remember who Pro and Mighty Mike were.
Assholes. Well, no, I know Pro was a douche.
One of them was like Jimmy Carter, I think. And then the other one was like Roosevelt.
So
maybe.
this before Mighty Mike was DJing with a camera around his neck?
Yes. This was
Shout out to Mighty Mike,
This was pre-Asian tourist Mighty Mike.
Okay. He looked mad tourist. But that's my man. He's cool as shit,
dude,
man. We're gonna pull up on him too.
He's killing that photography thing right now.
It's
like
him,
he's really studying it hard and trying to get into it.
And Info's doing it as well.
And we need that for Sophisticated Funk so that we have someone documenting our shit better.
Exactly. So it's gonna be photography wars here soon. Yeah. What were you saying, Slim?
No, speaking of Sophisticated Funk, how did that come about? Like, how did y'all guys
always
hung out?
We know y'all always hung out as a collective. You guys didn't have a name.
How did it come together?
That came together pretty easy. Like we were hanging out a lot. Like we were kind of all coming up at the same time. Mighty Mike before me and Jose, but once we all kind of met and we're hanging out with, like, Abe doing this barbecue, we were that class. And we started getting more gigs, we realized, like, we were hanging out enough. And between the three of us, we had gigs, like, all across the city, like, in different areas. And so it was, like, very well-rounded, like you said. Like, I was DJing at the time in every section of downtown.
Yeah,
like,
so it's like you kind of carved your own.
I was on Rainy Street, I was on West 6th, I was on 6th Street, and I had another gig outside of downtown.
Was it Mighty Mike that had a lot of Hudson gigs?
Yeah, Mighty Mike. When I first met him, he was DJing at Hudson on Fridays, and I think Abe was Saturdays.
Yeah.
And then so Mighty Mike was DJing, on West 6th, and then the Warehouse District, and then somewhere else, and Jose was DJing the Warehouse District, and then somewhere else. And so it was like, okay, like, man, we have like a lot of gigs at really good venues. And it was during South by, like, we had a bunch of homies that would come in, Critical Beatdown dudes, shout out to them. And they're like a DJ crew, and it spans all across the fucking country. Like, they've got dudes in, like, New York, Tampa, LA, Las Vegas, like, all over the place. And we kind of hosted them for the weekend. They're really cool dudes, really great DJs. And they're like, oh, what are the DJ crews out here, whatever, like. And we're like, oh, we don't really have many. Like, at that time, I think maybe Abe and Swing and stuff were in the Booth Pimps already, and I don't know if Pro was even a crack or not yet.
You had, the duos. You had
some duos.
You had QD and Kids Fight to Get
Right Kids and stuff.
Shout out to them, man. Those lovable bastards.
And so, like, these dudes were like, you guys, like, already hang out so much together, and you guys have a lot of high-profile gigs. Like, you might as well, like, label that, brand it, and try to, like, do something with it.
Yeah.
And so that's what we did. Oh, and we had Ash.
Where is Ash?
Yeah.
Is the APB still
No,
out
no.
on him? He disappeared for a while. Is he okay?
He disappeared. He had some family and personal stuff to take
Okay,
care of.
okay.
He's back in New Mexico. He's going to school,
Love
actually.
and peace.
Yeah, big shout out to Ash. We love that guy.
We miss you here, man.
That's one of the first DJs I met. Like coming up with the DJs that he was like actual like he would talk to anybody.
We were just talking about how he first when he first met
y'all.
y'all.
I met y'all was Halloween 2013, was it?
Y'all were Cheech and Chong.
Oh yeah,
We went to
we're zombie
Magnolia.
Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite Halloween costume ever.
Yeah, I actually have the picture saved.
No, yeah,
we were looking at
I've got some good pictures of
like,
that.
man.
I was Fridays at Barcelona, he was Saturdays, and so we used to do a lot of the Barcelona like holiday events together.
I miss my bald beard bro, dude.
No, Ash is great, and so yeah, between the four of us, he was at the W then too, so that was another high profile gig.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so we had all these great gigs. So it was like, all right, let's like brand it and like kind of push it.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, like you need private events, or like, hey, you're looking for DJs, like you can hit us up, and we've got like a roster of DJs that are well rounded on different stuff. And so we started doing that. We did the DJ edits. We did some mixes.
The boat parties.
The boat parties,
which we didn't
get
get
a chance to go
an invitation to.
Hey, you hosted the first year.
No, I didn't.
No, he did an
first-
invitation.
I
first
hosted
year.
Mischief.
You hosted our first year too, didn't you?
Nope.
Not the second
You
one.
said you were going to, and you wanted to book me for it, but you
Damn it.
never did. And I told Edgar JJ. Edgar says, "Why didn't you come to me?" And it still didn't happen.
Don't let Jose try to play both sides. if there was a decision not to have a host, he was 100% involved in it.
Yeah, that son of a bitch.
If anything, it was like, hey, I want to have Fede, and Jose was like, nah, fuck that guy.
Is this true?
Is this true?
Is this true? I am
At
coming
least
for your neck.
that's how I remember it.
That's how you remember it?
That's what I'm running
That's
with.
what happened in my mind.
In my mind, that's how it went
But no, I
down.
remember doing the Mischief. Oh, and speaking of Mischief magazine, I noticed, obviously y'all have an affiliation with each other. How did that start with y'all kind of, it was like kind of
I was involved with
Nickson was like synonymous with Mischief magazine.
Yeah, I was already synonymous with Mischief because, I did a lot of events with them already and was just kind of like, technically like part of their little, small crew of people that work with them, either doing events or like their posts or Instagram shit.
Shout out to Mischief magazine.
Yeah,
We sent the invitation. He didn't decline.
Yeah, if it didn't accept.
But he didn't accept, but he gave us a respectful rain check to right before South by.
Him and his wife, they both have like
they're fucking
full-time
awesome.
jobs. Like
They're
they're real busy people. And
we love Chrisana and Mr. Perez.
Mr. Perez himself.
Mr. Perez, Mike himself. We definitely want to get them on here.
But no, yeah, I was already affiliated with them.
It was
heavy. Then we started the Sophisticated Funk, and it just made sense to like help each other out because they always needed DJs for stuff, and like we always just wanted extra promotion for our stuff.
Yeah.
And we had essentially a completely different crowd, so it was like a lot of good cross promotion.
A good influx of
And
culture.
so we used that, like we did the boat parties kind of in joint, like but separate.
Oh, you enjoyed yourself very much so at that first one I hosted for them.
I enjoyed all of that. I'm not going out on a boat and having to do all the legwork.
He had the handlebar shorts on fleek.
There are
that
select
day.
few that can rock those handlebar shorts.
And you did them well.
There's few times
You
that
did it
being a small man
Came
is
in handy.
beneficial. And rocking short shorts.
Good right now.
Rocking short shorts is one of the few benefits.
And rocked it, you did.
You did it well.
Speaking of that party, that boat party, Slim and Boone.
Did you guys make it out alive? I forget. Well, I guess.
You want to know what happened? Or should I let him explain it? Or
you go ahead and do it. You take this one.
You want me to take this one? All right.
I'm a little embarrassed.
So these rap bastards decide they want to eat edibles of the other variety.
Yeah.
That, let's just say, an ingredient you put on your pizza.
Yeah.
That makes you hallucinate a little bit. Because here at Coach Radio, we don't promote negativity.
We encourage it, though.
We encourage it, though. And so these guys, kind of chew, let their stuff kind of kick in for a little bit. And me hosting, like, we all started out together everywhere we went on that boat. After about an hour, after Bettis hands me the mic and is like, yo, just make sure you do the drops here, whenever, every 15, 30 minutes, I start to notice I can't find Slim and I can't find Boone. I go to turn around. Boone is shirtless with floaties on in the water. Slim is in the water hanging on for dear life. I don't know where every 15, 20 minutes I had to go down and check. I literally called him. He's dying over there. I literally was on the mic searching vocally for them. Where the fuck is Slim and where the fuck is Boone at? These guys got fucked up. Then we're leaving. Who threw up out the window?
We both did.
They both threw up
on I threw up on.
No, you didn't throw up. You threw up on Boone shit. And Rowan threw up on Pro's Jeep.
I remember that. I remember him being super pissed about that.
He took my keys in his truck, Pro, so he had to turn back around to come drop the keys off, but we were trapped there.
Yeah.
And when he came back, he was pissed off because Rowan was sitting in his truck, in his Jeep, and it just barfed all over the side, and Boone's just laughing because I had just fucking put my head out his window and fucking barfed on his car.
And I think that day, you were awesome that day, by the way, Nick, because you had the handlebar shorts on, and I kept fucking around with you.
Yeah.
You know how we guys, we grab ass.
Yeah.
The straighter we are, the gayer we act. So I remember I kept fucking with him all day, Slim, like all day.
I remember.
So he waits till the cameras come out. Right in front of the Mischief banner. He's like dancing or something, looks right at the camera, and I'm sitting right there. Like, we got the most awesome picture, which I may use that one for this artwork.
I need to see that again. I remember it.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it. That's like 2+ years ago.
Yeah, but then you had the Mischief bumper sticker across the penal area.
Oh, yeah.
And he happened to be dancing waist at my face level. I immediately regretted fucking with him all day because he literally pulled my card that day. So, well played. I just wanted to tell you, well played, sir.
You don't want to play gay chicken with Dick Nickson.
I can't play gay chicken with Mike Swing either.
Oh, man.
Swing will take it to the next
what
level.
Was it when we were at Amped, I believe it was for one of the Texas Scratch Leagues. I think it was the Cut Fest, one of the Cut Fests. When we showed up there, and we were sitting there, and he just walks right up, just bypasses. I just look at him, I'm like, hey, what's up, Mike? And he just walks right past me. Fetty's sitting, like, to my side, and he just sits down on Fetty's lap. And just starts stroking like his head just like this. You know, Fetty just can't hold it in. He just starts laughing.
That's what I learned there too. I can't play with him because he'll get you, man.
My favorite Mike Swing gay stuff is like going out with him in Pro sometimes. Not as much today. I don't feel like I've seen gay Mike out in a while. But
he gets him out every now and then.
But back in the day, like I would go out with them, like, and we'd always go fucking. It's like, hey, I need to go like to Best Buy to buy this, or Pro's like, hey, I need to go to fucking Academy Sports to get a new fucking fishing rod or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know why he doesn't know.
And we'd go, and anytime like Protege needed to ask somebody for help, gay Mike comes out of nowhere. It's like, hey baby, like, what are you asking for? Like, and he'll get like super gay with Protege, like right in front of the like customer service, and Protege will turn like beet red, like, and Swing plays it perfectly, like straight face. Like, there's not a better straight man, like not straight as in heterosexual, straight as in deadpan, will not break character, no matter what he's doing.
He is dedicated.
He is 100% dedicated.
Dedicated, man.
Whether it's a fucking staring contest,
he'll win.
Whether it's a pouty, angry face,
he'll win.
Or whether it's gay chicken,
he'll win.
Oh, man.
He is dedicated.
Speaking of Pro once again, and I remember we told
you guys should just name this to the Protege Shock Radio.
Nah, well he's definitely
Shock Radio.
He's definitely a staple on the show, just a staple that got stuck on the paper we can't get rid of.
He's the third host that just never shows up to the fucking job.
He never shows up to work, bro.
One day he'll show up.
That bruised his ego with the Instagram, with the selfies that you did him. That bruised his ego. Another thing, Slim was telling me this story. I need you to tell this story, Slim, about go ahead and tell the story where poor Pro had to wait in line.
His ego was not known.
He had to wait in line to get into a venue.
At a bar, actually.
Where were y'all at?
San Antonio.
San Antonio?
I remember what the bar was. It was to go see one of his homeboys down there, DJ Nas, I believe.
Yeah, Nas. Shout out to Nas.
And we were there, and it was a small bar. I mean, it's pretty much like 30 bills.
Yeah.
That kind of small. We get there, and it's like, it looks empty to us, so we're just going to walk right in. The door guy puts his hand out. Sorry, guys, you have to wait. We're at capacity. And then he looks at him. He's like, he thinks he's joking, so he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, no, I'm serious. I'm behind him, and I'm just going to egg him on. I'm like, you know what? I know his ego's taking a bruising right here. I'm going to add to it. I just walk up behind him. I was like, I cannot believe this. They're making the great DJ Protege wait outside.
Even Moses had a laugh at that shit.
He was livid
Moses
the whole
was
night.
surprised at that.
Oh my God, dude.
That poor guy.
So how did you close out 2016? Because we all closed out in a different way, I guess you could say.
You said you did the silent disco night? With,
Yeah.
Silent disco, sober. It was fun.
Yeah, sober.
Good times.
How was that?
It was actually great. You know, I was kind of worried. I was like, man, New Year's is like easily one of the nights that as a DJ you want to drink the most because everybody's getting hammered. By midnight, everybody in the bar is just hammered.
You fucked up.
And so most New Year's, my approach is stay sober till midnight while everyone's still paying attention to everything that's going on.
And then go hard.
After midnight,
go hard.
nobody's going to know what you did because nobody's going to remember it. And so,
right
like, usually, yeah, at that point, you're in, like, full party mode, like, DJing-wise. Like, it's going to be sloppy, but, you know, you're going to play the right music. But, you know, usually staff is, like, already getting drunk at that point.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of the bars on the block have kind of, like, gotten stricter with, like, no drinking, especially on Rainy Street. And really all around downtown.
Don't let y'all drink?
It's becoming more of a thing, not for the DJs, but for the bar staff.
Oh, okay. It does get a little out of hand.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, sometimes bartenders will
When your bartender's more hammered than you are.
When your bartender's sloshed and you're trying to order a drink, it's not good.
That's why I love the good people at Handlebar.
And so, like, bars around town, but especially on Rainy Street, have kind of put, like, a stricter, you know, rein in on the bartenders.
On the job, you know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Kind of,
understandable.
well, I mean, technically it's illegal. Like, if TABC was to come in and you've, like, they'll breathalyze you, and if you have, like, alcohol, like, you get a fine, like, on your system. Like, technically you're not supposed to be serving people while you're under the influence of alcohol.
Yeah, okay.
Which is the reason why I said shout out to Handlebar, because they don't really drink. But I've seen the patrons that come in. Oh my gosh! Shout out to shout out to Justin, who always hops on the bar.
Yeah.
It shows off his man pics. But yeah, man. So you closed out sober. How did you restart the next day?
Yeah. So the next day was a different story.
God help us all.
Nah, it was normal. Like,
Was it light? Was it cash?
Cash.
It was cash?
Just some casual drinking.
Okay.
Yeah,
Couple bottles of Henny.
crazy.
You know, nothing crazy. Couple bottles of Henny. You know.
Little
But,
Cosmo, we're good.
Man, you know what? That's a side note. I really wish more bars carried Hennessy in Austin. It's like it's not something you really get to experience much, and that's to me.
Hennessy, that's back to crowd control from
To me,
earlier.
yes. To me, that is more racist than the music.
think it's
Yeah.
To me,
Let
that
Henny live.
To me, that's more racist. And you know what? It's not just bars. Like, when I moved into this apartment, I had to restock my bar because I had taken a bunch of my booze to, like, a house party and just left it. So you can't take booze back after you take it to a party. Like, it's just rude.
We have before.
And so,
I thought that was booze that ain't mine.
yeah, see, that's okay. That's a different story. But you can't bring it and take it home.
Yeah.
But so I went to the liquor store to, like, restock my bar, like the big Total Wine or whatever. And I was like, oh, man, you know what? I kind of like to have a bottle of Henny in my liquor cabinet.
Yeah, in your repertoire.
Just so, like, I could have a Henny and ginger ale or just, like, a Henny straight from time to time when I'm feeling it. And even though it's not expensive by any means, it's like a $25 bottle.
It's very affordable.
It's locked in a cabinet with all the other Cabassiers of varying price. So I can buy a $100 bottle of vodka
With the Remy Martin and shit, you know what I'm saying?
on the shelf.
RSVOP.
I can buy a $100 bottle of vodka on the shelf. But if I want that $25 bottle of Henny,
Yeah, go to the hood to go get it.
I gotta go to the front, ask somebody to come unlock this cabinet and give it to me to make sure that I'm not a black homeless guy, and that's what it is.
That's fucked up. Because
It is fucked up.
You know what's fucked up? They won't serve Henny, but I guarantee you they're gonna have Ciroc.
Yes.
They're gonna have Ciroc. P. Diddy ain't been black since 2004. No, I'm just,
Yeah, no bars. No bars carry it.
The corporate world accepts Diddy and his vodka because it's not strictly through him.
Yeah.
And as we all, I don't mean to blow.
He's just the face of
I don't mean to
basically.
blow the spot up,
Not
y'all,
just-
but cause I drink Ciroc, it's good, but it's not straight up vodka.
I don't like vodka.
It's
so
made
not my,
with
not my
vodka.
Thing. It's a blended.
It's blended as to where effing is actually pretty fucking good. Effing 50 got the effing vodka shit.
Yeah, vodka, Tito's
to hate,
vodka,
to
man.
hate,
Tito's vodka
to
is
hate on
nice
Drake
shit.
some more.
Uh-huh.
That fucking whiskey he came out with is trash.
He came out with whiskey?
Yeah.
What's it called? OVO?
It's like he's on a full like 70s like Black Dynamite kind of rip off bottle that looks like it's from a blaxploitation movie, and it's like a blended whiskey Carvasia thing.
He's a culture vulture, bro. Drake.
And that whiskey is trash. Like a rep brought it to one of my bars and was like, "Hey, you want to try this? This is Drake's whiskey." And I was like, "Yeah, I love whiskey." I was like, "Nah, that shit sucks. I used to love Drake.
Fake love, motherfucker.
Got no love for you no more."
You fucking up my mixes.
But no, New Year's Day was great, but just a long, busy day. And I had been on like probably a couple weeks of like not drinking, just because there were so many service industry holiday parties that just like after like one after another kind of just like killed me. Like I was just tired of waking up hungover.
Dude, I can imagine being, especially living in the downtown area, working in the downtown area.
You don't have to drive.
It's a struggle sometimes. I don't drive anywhere, like, and you know.
I wish Uber would come back.
Don't drink and drive. It's bad. Like
do not. Especially
I've made that mistake, and you know I'll be the first one to tell you that I have, and don't make that mistake. It's not worth it for anybody. But yeah, like so I ended up working, and New Year's Day was just insane down here on Rainy Street, and so
like during the day.
Yeah, and so I worked my day shift at Bungalow. And then I had to take over.
Buck was on a Sunday.
Buck also worked the day shift at Parlor Room, so we both worked that night, and then daytime here. I had to take over the night shift at Parlor Room because we don't have a night shift. Lottie Da does the night shift at Bungalow.
Okay.
So Buck played from 3 to 9. I played from 3 to 7, and he didn't want to play past 9 because he'd already been there for so many hours. And so like
he's been there enough.
I'm just hanging out on the street, and they're like, "Hey, you want to do a double? Like take over here because we got to cut Buck, and we still have a ton of people over there." And I'm like, "Yeah, give me the money."
COD.
But I hadn't eaten all day really.
Yeah.
And so by like the end of that shift, I was just exhausted, and I was like hanging out, and I was just like, "Hey, like I need a drink."
Last year, 2016, I stopped by for the mischief thing at Parlor Room. You were there.
Yeah.
Were you there after your set? I heard I was mad drunk that night.
I was also mad drunk, so I'm not the right person to ask.
I wanted to pre-ask before I asked Mike. Because apparently I was fucked up that night.
I heard you were pretty drunk. I mean, I was also very drunk.
I hope I didn't do nothing foul.
No. Not that I'm aware of.
I feel like
I think you were just a big personality that night.
Okay. I was like, is that why I didn't get invited to do
That's why I don't host these events anymore? Mike, you want to know?
Except means you were fucked up too.
No, I was real drunk too. Like I set up early and like I played early with Pro, and I just kind of was there to facilitate, and I'd pop back in from time to time to see everybody and like make sure that nobody needed any technical assistance. But like after like I was kind of done working, I was just I was like partying.
I vowed to party after I put the mic down. Man, I don't think I ever put the mic down. I think that's what may have happened.
Yeah.
I think at worst I think I was walking around fucking with people. But I'm sitting down fucking with people right now, so it doesn't fucking matter. But
I was off the clock, so exactly. After I got drunk, I didn't care.
I think I was still on the clock.
I didn't get drunk on the clock while I was DJing or working.
Is that why I didn't get a T-shirt? You brought me a swag bag. You brought me the swag bag.
Yeah.
I didn't get a T-shirt for that one. All I wanted was the crew neck, long sleeve black Mischief OG shirt. That's all I want. Mike, that's all I want. Please. 2X.
I don't think they ever make them that big.
They do, because they used to always make them for Randy all the time. QD or rat shit. Love you, Randy. So let these people know where they can find you on all your social medias.
Everything is DJ Dick Nickson with a Nick. So Nickson, not Nixon.
So you're not Dick Versace no more?
Dick Versace is like the Twitter nickname. Like when you're allowed to pick your name, it's still DJ Dick Nickson, but Dick Versace.
That guy's cool.
That guy's cool.
I like that guy. Bring him back.
That's the guy that wears the cowboy hat.
There you go.
That's Dick Versace.
So that's going to be the guy that's on the artwork. That's Dick Versace.
Yeah, Dick Versace is Cowboy Dick.
Nice. So any shout outs?
Also, any shout out to Cowboy Western where I'm getting into it. I like it.
I noticed that.
I'm feeling it right now.
What is it? The bolo ties?
I have some bolo ties, but yeah, like
Dickie Dutch is filling the whole turquoise thing.
Yeah,
they call him the turquoise. Was it
turquoise tornado?
I did the tornado.
I saw him post that on
Why
Instagram
do y'all guys give me the most awful drops to do for each other or for yourselves? Why do y'all do this?
I need new drops from you. I've got all the gay drops.
I think I retire gay drops.
That's fine. I don't need any more gay drops. I have all of them. I've got the personalized ones. I've got, all of them. I never got the fabulous drop though, but that's okay.
Abe's got it.
Yeah,
I actually want it too.
I don't need it. So I've already got all the other personalized gay drops.
We're about to put out a sample pack for all you DJs.
Yeah, we are.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna go into the studio, record some little drops for y'all, and we're gonna get y'all right.
But yeah, DJ Dick Nickson on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Mixcloud, SoundCloud, whenever I'm allowed to post stuff.
Just stay away from Drake, then.
Stay away from Drake.
But yeah, DJs, don't put Drake in your sets. Pretty much anything from Universal Music Group, I think, is gonna get flagged.
If anything, they fucking.
I think
put
Universal
out.
Music Group is like 99% of like the copyright claims that get sent to SoundCloud. Like I think nobody else really cares at this point.
It might be exclusively through them then.
It might be their problem, and they're having a problem.
So like I don't know, but yeah, I'm on all of that. If you want to see pictures of my dog, that's the Instagram.
Oh, give us a little backstory on Moses here.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Moses. This is his episode.
This is his episode.
Moses, I guess you weren't really talked about a lot here. I picked up Moses a year and a half ago. He's a Shiba Inu rescue. You know, shout out to the Shiba Inu rescue group of Texas. Yeah, I got him through this rescue group. I was on like a waiting list for probably like 6 months.
Oh, okay.
He's super shy, real cool dog.
He's cool as shit.
He looks like a little fox.
He does
little
like
foxy
a little
guy.
fox.
The ladies love him.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I've actually.
But when he gets to know you, he's a great dog.
Yeah.
But I love this guy to death. Like
me and my girl Lauren actually had the pleasure of.
Everybody wants to
babysitting him.
Everybody wants to babysit him,
Yeah,
and then once they babysit him, like they just want him all the time. So
now he's just.
It's easy. It's easy to find people to take him, but
he's
he's essentially latched into the Dick Nickson brand at this point.
He is the Dick Nickson brand.
He's the Instagram account pretty much, but he's latched into the brand. If there was a way. If there was a way for me to put him into the mixes, I would.
I think
Good
just
boy.
record some of his barks, you know. But
that's
I think
the thing
the
he doesn't bark really.
I think the coolest thing is that he partakes in like almost all your flyers.
Yeah.
Like he's
I
one
tried
of
to
the dopest
utilize
things.
him in as many flyers as possible.
Well, he just gave me a high five, so I gave him a treat.
You put the headphones over him.
Yeah.
And you had him on the decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
You've got your game down packed, Moses.
Yeah, he's teaching me how to do social media.
He is. Learn from we're learning from you.
I just
We're living
listen to what he tells me to do.
What's up, dude? What's up?
I'm hoping that's his voice that I hear.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to, Moses?
Anybody?
Huh? He said shout out to the fact that Drake is a bitch.
Shout out that we're back living on higher on the hog now, you know?
Yeah. I got him. I was living on the block, and then I lived on a couple places off the block. One of them was not the nicest place in the nicest neighborhood, and I don't think he really liked that. So I think he's back to his luxury lifestyle that he loves.
He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and he
needs it. He demands it.
Anything less would be
He says if he doesn't take like 70% of my income, then
level of living,
then he's not happy.
Well, he is an awesome dude, man. Look at you, dude. You are the fucking bee's tits.
He is the tits.
I like that. But anybody you want to give a shout out to, or a shit mention, or a fuck off, or anybody that says your name wrong?
I still want those black cement threes. That's my only shit mention.
You want that?
I want those shoes still.
Mr. 3-letter 512.
Yeah. We won't blast it.
No,
I'm not about that.
No,
but I do want those. If you're listening, I still want those shoes. But shout outs. Always shout out to my Sophisticated Funk brothers. We have a lot of big stuff coming up. Shout out to Abe Pro, Mike Swing, New Jack Swing, like all of my statesman elders who have helped me over the years. You know, I really appreciate it. The whole Austin DJ scene's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Every time people come in town, that's like the first thing they say is like there's never been a city where they go into where they see is like tightly knit community of DJs that are just willing to help each other out and aren't trying to like cut each other out at the knees. Obviously that occurs in every industry, but for the most part, like everybody's on really good terms and everybody's always willing to work with each other. Shout out to Mischief.
You're next, Mischief.
We're not gonna wait till fucking South by Southwest.
We're coming.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Moses
to
for hanging out and being here for the interview. Shout out to you guys for doing this and like bringing a lot of the Austin culture, whether it's DJ related stuff or music.
I think for the most part, like people. All they're seeing right now is a lot of DJ episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got some local hip hop artists.
Yeah, no, I wish I could have talked about more non-DJ related stuff now that I think about it.
We did. We spoke about a lot. We're still going.
Bro.
We can cut this.
Shout out to the Austin food scene.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
I love fine dining.
I love food.
What is one of your recommendations? I'm gonna try to start doing this with every guest.
Yes.
So, what is like a recommendation around town? Like your favorite spot to eat?
My favorite place to eat, and I go like. Not trying to brag by any means, like, but food is very important to me, and I love to go to fancy fucking dinners and like try out new restaurants. Uchi. It's been around for a long time. Uchiko too. Like that will forever be my favorite dining experience in Austin. There's like nothing that beats it in terms of like service, presentation, and just like the innovative food choices they have. The best sushi in town, like if you're just looking for traditional like nigiri or sashimi too. Recently I tried Olame over on like San Antonio and I think Guadalupe or Lavaca. It's like southern dining. That place was amazing. That might be my second favorite spot. CK Chin. Shout out to him for like everything he does for Austin, like everything. Yeah. Like he's involved in like the music scene, he's involved in the restaurant scene, like super friendly guy, very charitable, always trying to do stuff for other people. But his spots are amazing. Wu Chow and spot on Congress, Swift's Attic. If you haven't had their Monday burger special, that's one of the best like affordable dining things. They make like 12 burgers. You got to be there at like 7 p.m. to order one because they'll sell out. They're like $12, and then you get like $3 beers while you're waiting. They serve them at like 9. But every week's a different burger. Like it's like going to fucking Bob's Burgers. Yeah. Like where he's always got some crazy creative fucking burger. That's how theirs are.
Bob's Burgers and a couple of bowls. I'm good, man.
I love the food scene in Austin, the music scene. Everything's great here.
So where is, I've been wanting to know, I've heard the name and I've seen the truck, but I wouldn't say I've asked a lot of people, but I haven't ran anybody. This Tommy Want Wingy place.
Tommy Want Wingy's right here on Rainy Street, man. Like, that place
They started off on South First.
They started off on South First, then they were on the east side maybe, but they're right here at Luster Pearl on Rainy, and they're locked into that. Like, they just bought a brand new, like, truck that's like bigger.
Nice.
Best wings in town, like for me by far. Like
we definitely want to try them and get them on here because that name is just Tommy Want Wingy. I saw it. It was like 3 a.m. I was at Whataburger, and somebody had said something about a wing place called Tommy Want Wingy, and I almost died laughing. Then, as I'm going take a ride on South First, I go up in that little trailer section where they have that mural of like Leslie and all that, all the figures of Austin. Yeah. I had seen the Tommy Want Wingy truck there. So I've always wanted to try, but every time I had attempted to, it was either closed or it was too early or like way too late. But since they're here now, well, I guess we can walk in with the king of Rainy and get some wings, right?
I'm pretty sure that I've spent, since I moved back to Rainy Street and they've been on the block, an embarrassing amount of money at that truck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go into numbers, but it's
gruesome.
It's obscene. It's obscene. It's a crap. I've pulled back significantly because, like, they're expensive for wings. I think it's like 5 wings for like $6.50.
Are they big wings?
Well, they're all drumsticks. They're pretty big. They're about like that big. They're all drumsticks and they're lollipops. They're like super easy to eat.
Okay.
But their sauces are amazing, and the wings always like a good consistency.
Top burger spot.
Top burger spot. That's a good one. For me, I like the burger at Second Bar and Kitchen on Congress. Mm-hmm. That's great. The burger over at Spot on Holly Laundrette is really good.
I haven't tried that yet.
And then for just like a good like greasy burger, like I always liked your mom's burger bar, but I haven't been there in a long time.
I don't even think they're around anymore.
I think they moved. Well, they're not on the east side anymore.
No,
I think they're on Airport.
No,
they're not on Airport?
It never opened.
Well, then.
Your mom's burger, the Fredicata burger was the best shit.
Yeah. Another great greasy burger is, I think it's El Sapo.
Oh,
on like
I've heard of
15th or like 12th on the east side, like going towards like Manor Road or whatever.
Whose birthday did we show up to there?
We were there.
They didn't even show up. Protege. Wasn't it Protege's birthday?
Protege was there because it was us and Justin
and
birthday. His girlfriend.
We were meeting there for Mike's birthday.
Yeah.
Like Mike wasn't even going to show.
Mike showed up like super late. Yeah.
Like
we were all there eating. But yeah, that place is a good burger.
Top burger for me is.
I had like a fried hot dog or something like that.
I like Huts, but
I love my Huts and I like Dirty Martins.
You and Jose are both Huts guys. I've never actually had Dirty Martins.
You gotta have the Richie Valens burger.
I like the Richie Valens burger. I like their burgers. They're just like nothing to write home to for me.
I like the burgers because it's real good food. It's homemade, meaning being here locally in the atmosphere. It's just awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Slim, we got some any of your top picks?
For a burger, one of my favorite in town's got to be Mooney's.
I've been to Mooney's.
Up north, Anderson Mills, the one I'll usually go into, 183. It's a really good burger.
I know it's like fun to hate on it, but Hop Dowdy's always good to me too.
I've never had it.
A lot of people hate on it because it's like it's too expensive or fancy for like a burger.
I'm a Pete Terry's guy though.
But Pete Terry's is great, dude.
Pete Terry's, dude.
I fuck with Pete Terry's a lot.
In and out.
Their chicken burger, man. The Pete Terry's chicken burger is amazing because it's not like a chicken sandwich. It's like a ground chicken patty.
Yeah.
And they grind everything in house.
Yeah.
Whether it's the chicken or the beef. So Pete Terry's is great.
Pete Terry's
I think it's popular.
In and out.
It's popular to hate on Pete Terry's too because they're like expanding so quickly and like they displace like old businesses. But people like they're an Austin business. They started out as a
what
small
do you think
Austin
they were
business.
Gonna be? And they literally get a triangle of property
it's small
and trap it out and make the most money on the block, bro.
They're always busy, no matter what location it is. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not real big on In-N-Out. Like I fuck with a double protein style from time to time, but like their fries really bad.
Garbage, man.
But like they're not. I don't think In-N-Out's better than any other options that we had in Texas beforehand.
Sorry,
it's just something like I guess some novelty maybe. I don't know, coming from the West Coast, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. People that moved here from Cali probably miss it because they're they didn't have them out here, so
yeah.
I was a fan
California, my Austin.
Favorite late night eat, like for these people that are getting out of these bars after.
Yeah, what's your favorite late night? If you indulge in late night eating, Nick, you're a health nut. So
I mean, the best late night spot for me will always be fucking Esperanza Way. Taqueria Esperanza. Alpine and Congress.
There you go, right across from the strip club.
Right across from the strip club and the hood that I lived in for a second.
There you go.
But yeah, that's my favorite late night spot. Home Slice is always good.
Home Slice is good.
It's open till 3.
I'm a Magnolia Cafe late
Magnolia
night
Cafe
eater.
is good for if you got a group and you guys still want to fuck around and talk shit.
That's
Magnolia is the spot
because
you sit down and like they're open 24/7. The food's good. You get a magma and you can fuck around for a while.
Yeah.
These other spots, that's just if you wanna eat, like you can get some food real quick.
You remember that time we were at Magnolia Cafe and drunk guy was behind us?
Yeah.
We were looking at that video.
I have the video. It's like one of my first videos on Instagram. And
I do remember
asking me about when he had met y'all for the first time. I was like, I actually have a video of that night. So it was October 31st.
You see some fun shit at Magnolia.
2013. He was nodding the fuck off. I don't know what he was on, bro.
I remember one time, me, Jose, and Mighty Mike on a Halloween, we went to Magnolia and sat at the bar in our Halloween costumes at like 3 a.m. after our gigs. Mighty Mike at the time was when LMFAO was still like doing shit and big. He had the robot head dude.
Nice.
The like big gold robot head. Or no, that was Jose. Mighty Mike was fucking Rufio from Hook. That's like his favorite Halloween costume. Shout out to Mighty Mike for always tackling all the best Asian characters in his Halloween costumes.
The Golden Child himself.
But yes, and I was dressed as a dude from the Village People.
Nice. Which one were you though?
The motorcycle cop. So I had on like my leather jacket, like the fucking patent leather like motorcycle hat, and then like this is before I was growing a mustache. Like I was shaved, but I had like a super thick porn stash.
Nice. The handlebar.
And like sunglasses. And yeah. It was
That's fucking
and
dope,
so
dude.
we just like are sitting at the bar, and there's a picture of it somewhere on one of our accounts where we're just like sitting at the bar, like waiting for food, like in costume, just like we're normal people.
Yeah.
And that's like one of my favorite Magnolia experiences.
I want to see that picture
night.
now, man. I really want to see that picture.
We have a lot of fun, sophisticated funk.
Yes,
sometimes
y'all do,
it's just
man.
sophisticated fun, you know?
That's
like the best
there's
part.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's the best part of like being with those guys. We have a lot of fun together.
That's
and
the best
it's
part.
It's always a good
group,
time
you know?
to hang out with them.
You got to have that group of people where you can just fuck off, be yourself. You
Yeah.
know, just
Like I told
not have to worry about image or anything like that. Not that people.
We don't have to worry about our image. Our image is
our image is fucked up anyway. Like that's why I tell people like we don't care, bro. That's why we don't. That's why it's an audio podcast. That's why it's not a video podcast.
No, I did dress for the occasion.
Yeah, yes, you did.
You do look nice.
You look very swell, by the way.
I always.
I just wish you had your black and cement.
Damn it! Me too.
But
Oh my God, dude.
It would have. Fuck.
Oh my God, dude. So I guess we're gonna go have some tea and strumpets somewhere.
Yes.
Where would you advise we go to?
There's a nice little coffee shop right downstairs at the Van Zant.
Nice.
You know, and we have a fully functional
that's right.
coffee and tea machines right here.
And get
We have a
some
spot right here in the clubhouse.
I'm gonna
Upstairs.
go get me a cup of coffee. A fucking cup of coffee.
I can't do coffee, kid.
It's too hard to do. Put him in a fucking bathroom. We love mob movies here at Culture Shock Radio.
I was watching fucking Goodfellas last night.
Nice. I thought you said you was all right, Spider.
Those family's rats. It grew up to be a fucking rat anyway.
He goes, you're not all right, kids. You got a lot of fucking problems.
Don't make a big fucking deal about it, Spider.
Oh my God. So we're gonna round towards February. You got any Valentine's Day gigs that you're doing?
Not planned. I don't even know when Valentine's is, but...
What does it fall on?
What does it fall on? If it falls on one of my regular gigs, then yes.
Because I will
then I will
be
do
doing.
But...
Are you going to ask for a bigger pay cut or a bigger pay for Valentine's, even if you are scheduled that night?
That's not one of those holidays where you can really do that. It's not necessarily like a big, like,
it's on a Tuesday.
everybody's out. It's on a Tuesday.
I
will have a vinyl happy hour going on that night, and I'll be just playing like all love songs.
Well, there you go.
That'll be perfect. I'll let you keep you guys informed on that.
Yeah, keep us informed because this isn't going to be your last visit here.
I hope not.
We're coming back.
Maybe
for
we'll
everybody.
get the whole sophisticated crew.
That's exactly what we want to do. We want a.
Let me know when that happens.
Okay. We want a proper walkthrough of Rainy Street coming up soon. So I think we may do something like that if we do video segments as far as with the podcast.
I'd be happy to give you guys a tour.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Maybe do it one day when you have a gig down here, you know what I'm saying? We could just come hang out with you.
Well, I'm here Friday, Saturday, most Sundays.
You'll give us a tour of the kingdom?
Yeah.
The tour of the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Until next time,
we're out.
We're out.
CRMG.